Your intuition is your superpower. Your energy is going to be your greatest resource this quarter. You are not going to be able to hustle your way through the end of the year if you are running on fumes. It's not about working harder. It's about working from a place of energetic alignment. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Power in the Pause podcast. How are you guys doing today? Oh, can you believe that we are already in the last quarter of the year? I love this time of year. I think Q4 is the best time of year. And so today's episode, I want to share with you guys how it is that you all can crush your fourth quarter and to finish strong. So, first and foremost, I want you to know right here, right now, that what I'm going to talk about today doesn't mean that you are supposed to start hustling harder. Okay. I actually hate the word hustle. I think that it is just energy that is wasted and it puts you in the doing. And so, what we're going to talk about today is how to resist the hustle and to embrace more of the being, to really embrace your intuition as you are heading into the last quarter of the year. And we're also heading into all the fun holidays. And I'm sure, just like me, that you are feeling the pressure to finish strong, but you are struggling with how to juggle everything that it is that you have on your plate. So you're going to want to buckle up and tune into today's episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes that I have coming out. And I also invite you to share this with a friend who you may have had a conversation with about Q4. This could also help them too. So, I don't know about you if you've been feeling this, but as we are kicking off the fourth quarter, I feel like there is this collective energy of urgency, checking off the to-do list, making sure that you hit your goals, making sure that you hit your targets, wrapping up anything that needs to be done before the holidays. And I know that sometimes this can feel overwhelming, especially if you feel like you are already running on fumes from what the last 9 months have commanded from you so far. But here's the thing, okay? The greatest results are not going to come from when you are in a burnout state. They're going to come when you are actually in alignment with your being, your peace, your calm, your intuition. When you are listening to that inside whisper, trusting every single one of your decisions, and doing what this podcast teaches you to do, pause when necessary, because it is when you gift yourself with the pause where it is that you really will shine. And I know that it is so easy to just keep running on autopilot to just try to get your way through, right? Let's get into that final stretch. Push through. That's another phrase I can't stand. But when you gift yourself with an opportunity to pause, to reflect, and to tune in to what really matters right now, that is when you're going to create space for the magic to happen. And so this quarter, the pause is going to give you the clarity, okay, if you allow it, right? So I'm inviting you to invite in the pause so that you get clarity around what is really important. Gift yourself with the ability to reassess, right? Reassess what it is that maybe you thought you were going to do or where it is that you thought you were going to be. And gift yourself with the opportunity to make any changes necessary. So connect back in with what that big vision was for you this year. And how is it that you can stay connected to that vision? So I want to give you guys about 5 steps that I always do every Q4 and that I also talk my clients through. So step 1 is reflecting on what it is that has been working for you this year and what did not. You've got to be honest with yourself. Okay, look at the past 3 quarters. What was working? Where did you fall short? What lessons did you learn? Now, this isn't about judging yourself about what you did or didn't do. It's about learning. It's about getting insight so that you can make more aligned decisions for the rest of the year, rinsing and repeating what worked Sounds amazing. Don't you want those same results? Let go of new things that you want to try because that is just going to burn you out faster. Now, last year, I remember working with one of my clients who was wanting to finish the year strong and was putting so much pressure on herself. And when Q4 started, she felt like she was falling short. She felt like she wasn't hitting her goals. And so, in one of our sessions, we just took a moment to pause and to reflect on exactly this step. And during this session, she realized that she was focusing on all the wrong things. She was putting her energy into areas of her business that didn't produce, that didn't light her up, that left her feeling drained and uninspired. And so, in that session, she decided to shift her focus into what did light her up, into a more intuitive strategy, as I call it, and leaning into things that lit her up, that aligned with her passion. And guess what happened? You guessed it. She finished the year way ahead of her goals, more so than she ever expected. And that was because she gifted herself in one of our calls with the opportunity to pause. Okay. Step number two, it is so crucial that you don't just set goals to check off, that you actually create intentions as well. So let me explain. It is so easy this time of year to get caught up in the doing, right? Check, 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 check. Finishing projects, reaching your numbers, right? Those are goals. But what I want you to instead connect with are intentions. Intentions are feelings, they're energy, and the feelings have a frequency behind them. Your goals are the outcome. When you focus on the outcome, that is where you typically will fall short. So when you align yourself with your intentions, you align yourself with how is it that I want to feel, right? Just like I talked about with my client. What lights you up? What brings you success that you already know is going to get you over that finish line by the end of the year? Because ultimately, your intention is what is going to create the momentum that is going to sustain you for the rest of the quarter. So, I have another client of mine who was actually struggling with this exactly. Like, she felt like she was being, it was like a tug of war in all these different directions. And she just was so blinded by where to focus. And so, together, we focused on her intention, right? What was her intention for the rest of the year? Stop focusing on revenue growth, is what I said to her. And let's just tap into and really get grounded into her intention. And when she stopped chasing her tail, she realized how out of alignment she was and instead repositioned herself to create more authentic and soulful experiences for herself, which then translated into her clients. And so she saw an uptick in her business because she decided to lean in with an intention led approach instead of allowing herself to get caught up in one that was led by her goals. Step number three, trust your intuition over your fear, or what I call the noise. There is so much noise in our heads, especially this time of year, because it's all about the shoulds, right? Are you shoulding all over yourself? We're pushing for year-end sales. We're pushing for last minute, hits of revenue. Deadlines are coming up, but I invite you to just silence that and to tap into that whisper, to tap into that inner voice, to get yourself into quiet. To do that, it's going to require you to pause, to check in with yourself as you are deeply breathing and trusting the voice, trusting the signals, trusting the sensations in your body, because that is the energy that you want to lean into that is going to carry you across the finish line at the end of the year. The problem is when something feels forced or it feels off, it is, okay? Stop trying to push a square peg into a round hole. Follow your intuition and make choices that feel aligned. Now, I want to give you guys an example of this from my own life. Many of you know that my mom passed away about 2.5 years ago. And after that happened, I was a wanderer. I felt so incredibly lost. And everyone kept telling me to just keep my head down, do what I do best. But my intuition kept pulling me and telling me that I was supposed to be doing something different. And I struggled with it for many months, 9 months to be exact. And once I realized that I needed to surrender and to trust what my intuition was telling me during one of the hardest times of my life, I finally started seeing momentum build. I let go of the safe version of what my business was, quote unquote, supposed to look like, and instead really embraced who I was, the gifts that I brought my clients, and to announce myself as a spiritual disruptor. And while it wasn't easy, okay, it wasn't easy ignoring my fear. It was harder to stay in that place than it was to just trust my gut and to lean in to the clarity because that was what was aligned to my purpose. And that's what I help my clients do is to learn how to trust their intuition, to learn what their intuition sounds like, what it feels like. Because once they do that, the how becomes so incredibly easy. And your intuition is your superpower. Okay. Step number 4, it's so important this time of year to really prioritize yourself and your energy. Okay. Your energy is going to be your greatest resource this quarter. You are not going to be able to hustle your way through the end of the year if you are running on fumes. So, pausing for moments of taking care of yourself, for moments to recharge. Okay. But this isn't just about a physical rest. This is about making sure that you are tapping back in and recalibrating your energy. Okay, this might look like you going outside and putting your feet in the ground. This may look like you soaking in a hot bath with salts, with essential oils, right? This grounding, this prioritizing you, this realigning your energy, grounding in your energy is the most powerful way for you to get back in touch with your intuitive self, right? It's not about working harder. It's about working from a place of energetic alignment. And I will tell you, taking care of me and my energy has been an absolute game changer for me as I have been working on my business for the second half of this year. I have tried in years past to push through those last months, but all it did was drain me and overwhelm me. I was so tied to the hustle mentality that I thought that was the only way to hit my goals. But instead, I focus my energy on pausing. I focus my energy on setting boundaries. Ooh, one of my favorite B words. I focused my energy on listening to my body when it needed rest. Sometimes that came in the form of a nap during the day. So instead of feeling burned out, I get in alignment with myself. I clear my head. It has allowed me to make some major decisions from a place of calm instead of chaos. And what I find is that my last quarter of the year typically winds up being my biggest. So when I honor my energy, I create space for everything that is in alignment for me, and it shifts my ability to be able to achieve my goals that much faster. Okay. Step number 5 is I'm inviting you to embrace flexibility over perfection. I mean, how many of you used to, or maybe still do, think that your perfectionism is a badge, right? That used to be something I prided myself on. But I will tell you that my perfection drove me nuts. It created so much tension and stress in my life that the second I let go and saw myself as perfectly imperfect, it allowed flexibility to come into my life. Why? How? Well, let's be real, you guys. Things do not ever go as we plan most of the time, right? And it's totally okay. So when you pause and you allow yourself to just go with the flow, to adapt, to trust that whatever that plan is coming through God, it is coming through the divine, and it is in your highest and best. You may not see it, okay? Guaranteed you probably won't. But if you create the room for possibility, bigger, better, easier opportunities are going to come your way. So please do not let the fear of imperfection hold you back from taking action in a way that maybe will feel a little bit different, right? I used to chase perfection all the freaking time. Everything had to look and be flawless. It drained my energy. It created so much freaking stress. But the second I embraced flexibility, I felt free. I felt momentum more quickly. I felt ease. I felt peace. And as I said before, the results were better than I could have ever imagined, right? So that flexibility is what's going to open up space for creativity, for flow, for unexpected wins. How amazing would that feel? Well, I can tell you, you're going to feel lighter and you're going to define success way differently. So, as we wrap this episode, I want you to have your best Q4 yet. So, I'm inviting you to stop sprinting to the finish line. Instead, pause, reflect, realign, and take inspired action from that place of clarity that your intuition is speaking to you. The power in the pause is what is going to propel you forward. I promise that there is momentum in that pause, and it's going to enable you to achieve your goals and feel empowered and grounded and ready for 2025. So, if you are ready to dive deeper into how it is that you can pause and get more clarity and finish the year strong, let's chat. I would love to have a conversation with you. You can go down below in the show notes and click the link to schedule a complimentary call with me. I want to help you step into Q4 in clarity and with focus and being in flow and in greater alignment than ever before. So be sure to schedule a call with me and let's create that roadmap for you to finish the year super powerfully. So thank you guys for tuning into today's episode. I hope that you found value in what is possible for you as you finish out the rest of the year. And as no surprise, with every episode, my goal is to show you how it is that you can tap into your power in the pause. Sending you all so much love and light always. Mwah. Bye, everybody.